Am I the asshole for kicking my sister-in-law out after she threw away most of my single-use baby products and even formula? I am a 19-year-old female. I have a 3-week-old baby girl. I do still live with my parents, but since I pay rent equally, they say I can have just as much of a say in who comes and goes from the house as they do. I've never actually taken advantage of this rule until recently. I have a brother who's 26 and his wife is 24. They're crunchy parents to an 8-month-old. Basically, what that is effing stupid. They use reusable wipes, nappies. Think formula is the epitome of evil. Baby wearing. The list goes on and on. I'm the complete opposite. Pacifiers, supplementing with formula due to low supply, disposable wipes, and nappies. They are completely against the products I use and often give me things like sister-in-law's breast milk in bags, disposable nappies their little one has grown out of, etc. I've used some, but it's really just not my cup of tea. On Monday night, my brother and sister-in-law were minding my baby for me since it was my birthday, and my baby's father, we're not together, but we are very close friends and we co-parent very well, took me to get some dinner in one of my favorite fast food places. It was great and really relaxing. When I got home that evening, my sister-in-law said that she did some cleaning and threw out anything I don't need. This immediately gave me red flags, but they were in a hurry to get out the door and left almost immediately. When I went into the nursery, every disposable nappy and wipe pack were gone and replaced with some reusable cloth ones. Same with my formula. There were 8 tubs and all of it was gone. I'm not able to replace them at the moment, and solely breastfeeding isn't sustainable for us. I was extremely angry and I just turned my phone off to avoid being mean to my sister-in-law. She and my brother came over yesterday to collect something they forgot, and that was when I confronted her. I told her she has to replace everything she dumped. When she said she can't afford to, I said, fine, just get out and don't come back until I've been reimbursed or everything is replaced with the original items. My brother thinks I'm being a massive a-hole, and he's on his wife's side. Our parents think I'm being completely reasonable here, but they think I'm taking it too far. Am I the asshole for telling my husband that his bereaved brother has to leave after he made my son wet himself? Hear me out, please. My husband's brother, Ryan, lost his late fiance to brain cancer 10 months ago. It was a tremendous loss, and he struggled a lot with grief and stopped working or seeing family and friends. My husband and I helped with many things. We sent Ryan meals and clean clothes, but he never touched them. He used to live in the apartment he and his fiance lived in. He couldn't bear even sleeping there because he said everything reminded him of her. He asked if he could move in with us till he could sell the place. Ryan has gotten better after staying with us, but recently, Ryan's been keeping the bathroom busy for periods of time at day and especially at night. There were times when me, my husband, my 7-year-old son all needed to use the bathroom and it wasn't available. Ryan would walk in, lock the door, and stay there for a long time. I don't know what he's doing in there, and it's not my business. I never asked, but politely asked to not keep the bathroom busy at night because my son frequents the bathroom at night and should find it available, or at least if he was using it and my son knocked, then it's a sign my son needs to go. He said he understood, but Monday at 2 a.m, my son woke me up saying he needed the bathroom, but his uncle kept it busy, resulting in him wetting himself after he tried knocking and waiting for 10 whole minutes. He said that he told his uncle he needed the bathroom to pee, but his uncle told him, just hang on a little longer. Honestly, I was pissed after I cleaned my son up. I talked to Ryan in the morning and argued about ignoring my son's need to use the bathroom and turning him away and making him wet himself. Ryan said that my son could have held it in for a few minutes longer and that my son must suffer from some medical condition to wet himself like that. My husband said it was no big deal, but I told him that this is affecting my son's life and his brother needed to either stop blocking the bathroom or go away and stay somewhere else. He shamed me for treating his bereaved brother this way, but I asked if he was okay with our son developing health issues by wanting him to hold it in all the time. He said his brother's struggling with grief, in need of space, but I was too hard on him over a small issue. I insisted that he leaves, and my husband said I'm hugely overreacting. So, am I the asshole here? Am I the asshole for canceling my son's birthday party upon discovering that he ruined his stepbrother's deceased brother's hoodie? It's a complex situation, but I'll do my best to explain. I, 45 male, have a bio son, Leo, 16 from my previous relationship. I married his stepmom, who is a mother of 2 boys, Connor, who's 20 and deceased, and Derek, who's 12. I've never had the pleasure to meet Connor, who tragically passed away from a motorcycle accident. Derek was so devastated by this loss, and although it's been years, he's still pretty much grieving. I've seen tons of pictures and videos of Connor and made efforts to get to know who he was, a way to share Derek's grief and be there for him, to lend an ear and a comforting shoulder. It's safe to say that Derek and I grew a strong bond in no time, but my son Leo is not close to Derek. Understandable, because not all siblings and step-siblings are the same. Leo and Derek are different in everything, which isn't a bad thing, but Leo calls himself the brutally honest type and makes insensitive comments about Derek most of the time. They tend to be under the guise of advice. Derek never complained, so I had to step in and tell Leo to stop being insensitive towards his stepbrother, especially with everything regarding Connor and his memory. Leo would say, "Okay, I get it, and I won't do it again." Days ago, Leo wanted to hang out with friends and asked Derek if he wanted to join. Derek agreed and put on Connor's hoodie before going out. Leo commented on the hoodie and called it ugly and asked him to put on something else, but Derek insisted on wearing it or just not go. Leo dropped it. Hours later, Derek came home crying with his hoodie in hand. He said Leo and friends cut it into pieces while he was in the bathroom after they convinced him to take it off. I was furious. I asked Leo, and he said it was his friend's idea, then said he had to do it since Derek wears it everywhere and it looked old and embarrassing. I reminded him who this hoodie belonged to, and he said, "So what? Maybe this will help him move on in life." I told him his birthday was canceled and his friends are not welcomed anymore. He pitched a fit saying his birthday was a right, not a privilege, and I can't cancel it. He had my ex criticize my decision and wanted to host his birthday party, but I refused because he's grounded, so no party anywhere. She and her family called me awful and ridiculous and asked me to think how Leo will hate me for this, but I insisted he needed punishment for putting his stepbrother through this. Note, the hoodie belonged to Connor when he was younger and Derek kept it. So, am I the asshole?